Hey, everybody. Hello. You did it in time, right? Hey, it's Save and Continue. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are coming to you live from the Inravio studios in lovely New York. My name is Kyle. That's Frankie. We've been ready for hours. It just looks like that because, life. Anyway, we're here. It's live. We're talking about video games, tech, the internet, all that fun stuff coming at you. So what's new?
Totally put this in the wrong ear.
What have you
What's new? Really, same old, same old. I am playing something new, and I finished playing it. I'm not playing it anymore. The Division.
Oh.
Tom Clancy's The Division.
Oh, that came out?
No, I have alpha. I have alpha access.
I'm so confused.
My great cousin, who I'm console sharing with through that whole system, he downloaded The Division. So I was just playing one day, and I see The Division Alpha has downloaded to your Xbox. I'm like, all right. So I jumped on it. I played through it a bit. There's a non-disclosure agreement to it, so I can't really talk much about it. But it has me interested.
How'd your cousin get the hookup? Is it just, did he apply and he randomly got into the closed beta?
He emails these companies.
I do the same thing.
That's why I asked. He gets like review copies. So
yeah,
I don't know what he said, but he obviously got it. So I got to play it. I didn't get to play online with anybody because there is that option, but saw some people running around. It's a pretty cool game.
What is it? Like what?
Great question.
I know all about it, but yet I know nothing about it.
What it seems to be is it's your typical Tom Clancy game with all the political mumbo jumbo and then like warfare stuff and like terrorist attacks. I really don't know what's happening, but it takes place in New York City. There's some kind of
That's the only part so far that I'm like about.
Well, I like how it's in the city.
Really?
This game
I'm just so sick of New York.
But you know why? This game reminds me of Freedom Fighters.
Oh, this is why you like it.
I like it because even the style of it. Again, I can't talk too much about it, but the way the camera is, just the way the game plays, and you could just base this off even what we've seen in footage prior. But it has a very much of a Freedom Fighter sense to it. So that definitely very interesting. So that definitely hooked me a bit.
This is EA.
No, it's Ubisoft.
Oh, I was gonna say
yeah,
Ubisoft.
Tom Clancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the game is way more RPG than I expected it to be. It's probably more, in a way, it might be more RPG than like a shooter. It feels very much on the same level as like Fallout 4 in terms of the balance between those two genres. So it's interesting to see a company and a franchise like Ubisoft and Tom Clancy to kind of delve into this gameplay.
I appreciate that they're doing something relatively.
It's different.
I wouldn't say new, I guess, but for them, it's a little step in a new direction, a slight step in a new direction.
It definitely has potential. There's more stuff I want to say about it, but like I really can't. But it's like. It's on my radar a bit now. Is what I'm trying to say.
That's all you really need to say because it was starting to admittedly follow the same route, at least for me, that No Man's Skies kind of went down, which was like I was so amped up for it when they announced it, and then just too much time has gone by.
Right.
And even if they had been supplying me with like new screenshots and new videos and updates, I still would have been like, all right, it's nice seeing these updates, but when's the goddamn game?
Well, it's releasing in March.
Okay.
So we don't have that much time
left. Well, it got
left.
delayed, did it not?
It might have. Every game gets delayed nowadays.
I guess, but this was like this was supposed to come out like I think around when Watch Dogs was supposed to come out.
When a game's ready to come out, it's ready to come out. So at least
Duke Nukem was ready.
Yeah, it's a classic joke.
I just found that for the first time. That was a game over 10 years in development. It's crazy.
You didn't know that?
No, but Duke Nukem Forever, the whole controversy. I sat down and actually listened to a podcast about it.
Yeah, everybody knows that story.
The specific details about it were just like crazy. How they were just like, we need to catch up with technology because it's taking so this year's iteration is now behind. Like, absolutely, it was like scary almost.
But I'll tell you, this game
stress.
It has a cool feel to it, and it looks pretty smooth.
I'm happy to hear that because I saw it and I was like, this is a great concept, but it reminded me so much of Watch Dogs. Not the game, but more how it was seen. It was announced around the same time. It was kind of the first teaser was introduced in a way that was very similar to Watch Dogs.
Again, and we know this from the trailers before the alpha. The aesthetic of the Division is very similar to that kind of game.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
But yeah, it's definitely it proves to have some value to it. So and me as an RPG player, I love RPGs. And shooters, it really seems cool. I mean, it looks really good. The system seems smooth. It's like, But it's cool stuff. That's really all I could say about it. But it was a nice surprise. It was like I was happy I was able to actually talk about it.
Yeah,
a bit.
how cool do you feel being like, I signed in 9 disclosures, so I really can't say anything.
I took you off guard.
Awesome.
I took you off guard. Like,
I genuinely, I've been there. Like, so it's very funny. But I think I did Spec Ops: The Line. I did the closed beta for, which ended up being hysterical because it sold so poorly, but it was easily. Just watch the cutscenes on YouTube. Like, the game is great.
It's a widely.
The Lines is great.
It's definitely got a cult following there.
That's one of the darker games I think I've ever played in my life.
That's a game I definitely want to get around to playing one day because I've heard so much about Spec Ops. It pops up here and there, and people
your
comparing
shirt is
it.
in your mic is in your shirt.
Oh, is it? It's in my shirt.
Yeah. Your chest hairs sound great, but just double checking.
What chest hair?
But,
Such a rookie.
Such a rookie. Yeah, episode 38. Still can't put the mic on correct. Look, it's backwards.
Is it?
Bad. You put it on back.
Did
He
I?
still asks me how to put it in the bag. He puts
I don't.
everything.
No, I don't.
You too.
No, I don't.
Honestly though super happy to hear that about Division. I completely honestly forgotten about the game to be totally honest. Again, it was following the same trends as No Man's Sky, so I was kind of getting nervous.
Yeah, but
I like that because it kind of, at least what they showed in the trailer, it reminded me like an inkling like Destiny sort of. Like, again, not in the negative of Destiny, but kind of how like the party system works.
Where you go around to worlds and open worlds and you shoot things
Yes,
like
but
AI.
when I say open world, I mean like, it's not an MMO. You're not in one giant server with 30,000 people. You kind of like Destiny, you're introduced to pockets of people, sort of.
The game definitely has a feeling of MMO. Like it definitely, like I told you, I didn't really run into anybody, but it seems like a game that I could definitely see people running around the streets of New York.
Well, that's what I mean by Destiny, because they promised an open world like kind of MMO experience, but they couldn't reach that on consoles. So what they kind of did was not.
Well, they could. They
didn't
could have
trick
totally
you.
reached that.
Well, I mean, what game has been?
The whole game was just.
What was the last thing to reach that cap? Mag? Like.
Oh,
remember
what you mean? You're talking about capacity of players?
Absolutely.
Oh, I mean.
On consoles.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's what I mean, though, because obviously they have like the 3,000 person server for Just Cause 2 on PC, like absolutely insane. But it was just they kind of made an MMO for consoles by sort of giving you pockets of people at a time that kind of gave off the illusion to me that you were in an MMO.
Right.
That's
I
what Destiny
mean,
was.
there is going to be an illusion, obviously, but they're not touting themselves as an MMO. But they are. The guy, one of the developers, when you start up the game, he talks to you and he's like, "This is an RPG." He says straight up, "This is an RPG. This is our RPG." So it's really cool that they seem to really be catering to the RPG aspects of the game. And it played like I don't know what I could say, but it reminds me of Freedom Fighters in so many ways, including how I don't want to say too much.
Is it like a party system, or you mean like as far as
As far as the gameplay goes,
it's all online.
as far as the control goes, as far as how you shoot enemies, like I don't want to say much else, but that's really it. But other than that, I completely played out Fallout 4. I really can't play any more of it. Because
Really, that's it?
There's nothing. That's it. Do you know how many hours
No,
I
I
put in
know,
that game?
but come on, when did it come out?
Dude,
Like, when did it come out?
it doesn't matter.
When did it come out?
It doesn't matter. There's only
That you're
October
done.
25th.
there's only so much
It came
game.
out when? Sorry.
October 25th.
It
Yeah,
came out
dude.
October 25th.
That's a month and a half, 2 months of
Yeah,
me
but
playing.
that's Fallout, though. Like, I get that from
No.
Battlefront or like Black Ops or something.
Dude, I was playing this game a lot.
Jeez.
No,
You have no. My point is, what I'm so shocked is you have no desire to go back.
I did everything. I did literally everything. So all I need to do now is
Does
wait
it
for
seem barren?
No.
You don't think it's a little bit like I'm still
Because
playing
there was
Skyrim, still discovering
there was a
crap.
lot to do considering that I've been.
So in Skyrim, people are still finding.
Well, Skyrim to me was barren. I thought Skyrim was
You're out
rough.
of your mind. People are still playing. Dedicated Skyrim people who play it hours every day are still finding new things in Skyrim.
Fallout 4 and Skyrim compared to Skyrim and Fallout 3, it's on a whole nother level. Fallout 4
I'd say Fallout 3.
Fallout 4 is so much denser than those two
I
games.
just
so
I find
much
it
denser.
shocking. It's so dense, and you killed it in a month. I know you
If
played a
you
lot,
played the
but-
game as much as I did, you
But
wouldn't be
again,
shocked.
my point is that there's other games that I've played a lot of for a month and gotten nowhere near it ended. Nowhere near the ending. I don't understand
I don't know
how.
what to tell you, but all I know is that I played the crap out of it and I
You did
enjoyed
every quest. You did every possible conceivable
Yeah.
thing in Fallout.
Yeah.
Can we Google how many quests there are in Fallout 4,
it. Well,
please?
you have to
just so
keep
I
in
can
mind
double check that?
some quests you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do because they cancel out other quests.
Why not? You're in front of 6 computers. Don't give me that lip.
It's not a big deal. But
I want to know now. Keep going. Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for the DLC for it. That stuff's going to draw me back in. And other than that, just still playing Halo.
I'm so shocked by that.
Still playing Halo multiplayer. Enjoying that. And 4 just coming out next week. So,
yeah, oh man, do you have any, you're not gonna do Spencer's Mansion
yes.
again? Really?
It's going to be a tradition.
You can do it again?
It's going to be a tradition. It's going to be, do you know how much quicker it's going to be to make?
To reiterate, because there are some people in the server right now, he built this is on Reach.
I'll explain.
Okay, go ahead.
In Halo Reach on Forge, I recreated from a 1-to-1 ratio perspective of the Spencer's Mansion from Resident Evil 1, from the original Resident Evil, the remake specifically. And I recreated it. It took me a long time because Forge at the time was a little...
Oh, your mic just dipped. You have problems every time.
It's not dipping, is
You
it?
good? Keep going,
Yeah,
keep
I'm
going.
good.
Cut to him. I'm gonna grab
So,
a new...
hey, where are you going?
Halo...
I've heard this story.
Halo Reach, the Forge in that, a bit outdated now, and to really get things perfect in Halo Reach's Forge, you had to be like really, really meticulous and really stubborn and persistent with getting a piece just right. So it took me a while to build that mansion and make it playable, make it actually more than just an aesthetic, looks cool map that you could walk around, like a novelty thing, and more of like an actual, I could play a match on this, I could play Infection on this. So it got a lot of popularity for like a week. It was on a few blogs, and the Resident Evil page even posted it officially, like, oh, look at what this kid made. So I want to recreate it in Halo 5's Forge because the Forge in Halo 5 seems to be a lot more advanced. And honestly, I think I'm going to be able to make the same map even bigger with more rooms and stuff in a fraction amount of time that I made the Reach version.
You mean with the new tools available?
Yeah,
and all that
yeah,
kind
the
of things?
snapping, and you can move like
snapping, huge, dude.
I completely rebuilt that mansion like 2 times, 3 times over when I was building that. So now I can just take pieces in groups and move them. So I'm excited to see what it does. How well it works. But I might make something else too. I think at this point it's like a tradition thing. Like I just want to make it again because I love the design of Spencer's Mansion so much.
Just make a new iteration every time you can and just see how much better it gets. Yeah. Can you go back and look at the old one? Do you still have it?
Video? There's a video.
I mean, it's like, could you theoretically go back and play the old one and then be like, oh my God, what was I thinking making this crap compared to like...
If I go on my 360, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
pretty
do
cool.
it either way.
I would do that. When you make the new one and we play it, we should definitely go back and check it out and be like, remember when we enjoyed this?
Yeah.
Well, there's not much of a reason to because we have the video of it.
I can just look at it.
The video's great. You know what? We should download the video. I'm gonna see if we can do it during the break because that'd be pretty freaking funny if we could play it. Because like it had that one moment in it when the guy comes up the staircase.
Oh, the little.
And it's just like, oh, never mind.
The
It goes
gameplay
back
clip.
down.
That was a great
Oh,
moment.
that was
That was
we watched
fantastic.
that dozens of times. Like this is a gem.
The comedic timing of it
Oh,
is
yeah,
perfect.
you couldn't plan that crap. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got lots more to talk about, including Forge. And we got a little bit of like a small holiday gift guide about kind of what some cool crap you can come out right now for the tech or gamer in your life. We'll be right back. Save and continue. Coming at you.
Hey guys, this is Kyle Melnick, and you're watching.
Save or continue? I think it's soar. It's and/or. Is there an ampersand in there? Ampersand. Yeah, that's the classic.
Hey, this is Chris Jake, and if Inravio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the Inravio TV network.
Village Music Shop in Mastic has everything you need to give the gift of music this holiday season. Electric guitar packages with a guitar, amp, bag, and strap for only $129. Acoustic guitar packages as low as $79. Full-size 5-piece drum set package starting at $299. And all holiday packages come with 2 free private lessons. Gift cards available. Village Music Shop of Mastic. The best prices and personalized service for over 45 years. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE and visit villagemusicshop.com. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit hansoncarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
You don't like that trap music?
I love trap.
You don't like that trap?
I was listening to trap on the way here. We need a new tune. We need somebody to submit a new tune.
We need a new
We'll
trap?
use it. We should do it. We should have fan-submitted songs every episode.
Fan-submitted songs, and we
Every
play it, but then
episode.
we got to make a new sweep every week.
Yeah.
Well, we can make Eric do it.
I'm not
That's
doing
fine. You're going to do it. I'm still trying to edit out the curse from last time. Hey, everybody. Save and continue. It's 7:15, 7:18. Wow, we're going a little bit late today. Talking about video games, tech, all that fun stuff. I got to play it in its closed beta by some very nice person on Twitter who sent me a code for it, Rainbow Six Siege, and I actually got to participate in the open beta again, which was much, much better. They had fixed a few things, and they had really opened it up to the public, and it is... I was super upset with Rainbow Six Siege when I first heard it because they had been working on Patriots, which was supposed to be this very big, dark, choice-based game, very much like Mass Effect. But they had a trailer out for it, and it was just, I think it was like terrorists on a bridge, and you were making decisions based on how to save these people, and it was just, part of me didn't want to see me fail, see the failing option, just because it would have been so morbid, like suicide bombers. It looked so real, and the scenarios were so, like, scarily topical to like, what's going on. Like, it really
Siege?
Siege. This was Patriots, the first Rainbow Six game they're going to come out with. Then, for whatever reason, they dropped it and went with Siege, and it became more of like a Counter-Strike, purely online, competitive, like squad-based shooter. And I wasn't thrilled with that because we have so many, Counter-Strike Go and all that stuff.
I have a comment on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I disagree. I think that Siege is a step in the right direction because Rainbow Six started as more of a squad-based shooter.
Yes.
And I even forget how much I used to play Rainbow Six 3 and Rainbow Six 3 Black Arrow.
It really depends on when you came into the Rainbow Six series. Like, for instance, I got into it through, and I get that this is like
Vegas.
This is like the hardcore community would tear me apart, but I got into it through Vegas.
Yeah, no.
And I enjoyed Vegas. It was good enough for me to get into Rainbow Six and go back and play the older games.
Vegas wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't even close to the quality and the pacing and the gameplay of Rainbow Six 3 and Black Arrow.
Yeah,
I mean,
you see.
but I'm a huge Halo fan, but like if there's something on par with that kind of gameplay, it was definitely Rainbow Six 3.
My favorite Rainbow Six was Rainbow Six Vegas 2, hit me. And then my second favorite, also gonna hit me, was Rainbow Six Lockdown, which...
Oh my God, dude! Oh, even just thinking about it again is putting a bad taste in my mouth.
You know what's funny?
Lockdown was
Rainbow
terrible.
Six friend who said that too. It was...
Garbage.
It was in the moment when you're a kid and you're like, I don't know why I enjoyed playing this online so much, but you built that crew of friends that you just hopped on with and you got used to the gameplay. I know by no means it was a good game, but just through the circumstances, I ended up being obsessed
Rainbow Six Lockdown was the moment. That was really, I think, the first memory I have of buying a game that I was really anticipating and being completely disappointed and just destroyed at how bad it was. I think I returned it, actually. I barely played Lockdown because of how bad I thought it was compared to what came before it.
Well, I returned everything. This was the phase where I would buy a used game from GameStop, beat it in a week, return it, and then get
Oh, so you waited. I got a new. I got Lockdown brand
GameStop
new.
renting.
What?
GameStop renting.
GameStop renting, pretty much. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
That's what we used to do when I worked there.
That's when you used to, yeah. Oh my God, I forgot you worked at GameStop. How did I forget that? It was a huge chunk of your life.
At every show.
But yeah, my point is I got to play it I was very rushed when I got to play it the first time for the closed beta. I got it like the last day, I think, so I had to like download it, go to work, came home, play like 3 matches. I actually got to sit down and actually enjoy it, and I'm still a little bummed that we didn't get the decision-based ones, just because, again, based on my experience with Rainbow Six, it was Vegas. I liked the story. it does close quarters combat perfectly. Like it really, again, this wasn't what I want, not the particular game I wanted, but I still really appreciate a good tactical online shooter where it's not just basically you not talking to your squad mates. It immediately makes you at a disadvantage. Like you have to be tactical.
Absolutely. Any good shooter should be that way.
Yes, that's what I mean. But it wasn't Call of Duty-esque, where it's kind of like you can
go on your own and just
Yes, exactly. So after playing it and finding it to the point, it's so realistic in the close quarters sense that it's when you start the game, you just pick the best corner you can. Like that's the number one tactic in the game is just find that funnel zone where everyone can get into, and it comes down to just like. The most famous things that people are saying in this game is like, oh, it's the one corner underneath the staircase on map B. Like such specifics, and like if you didn't know anything about this game, you'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? But it's terrifying. Like you get shot, you're done. That's it. It's really realistic. It's scary. Like you really do feel the tension in that moment, and it's done so. My palms are sweaty. Like just. Give you a heart attack game, and it's great.
There's something about
walls too.
Yeah.
So there's certain parts of the houses you can't blast through because there's studs in the wall.
Did you see the commercial?
Like, God. Oh, with Idris Elba?
Yeah.
Loved it. Yeah.
It's so funny. It's
I don't know why the hell he does that.
It's so corny. It's so over the top corny.
But it really does it does a great job of capturing what that game is. Like,
I agree.
It really is those moments. It's loud explosions where you're like, whoa, what?
You can use a sledgehammer and he like break through.
Yeah, like the number one moments in the game that my favorite was like me like 3 minutes into the match, which was long for me because I suck and because it's such a hard game and the guys there are so competitive that you'll just be staring at the door and I'm just like, I know he's coming through there. Like I can hear them setting up, like all that stuff, and then you hear a moment of silence and you're just like, and then all of a sudden the guy just sledgehamms the wall right next to you and they just barrage through and you're just like, well, that's what can you do? Like those are the best moments.
Yeah, I noticed that I'm getting more into Halo 5's breakout mode for that reason. Like it's very similar. It's a 4-person squad-based game type where you are plunged into a map and everybody has 1 life. And there's rounds, so it's
never. Is that the first mode that Halo's had? Where
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the first mode. You never heard of that?
Counter-Strike. No, not really. I didn't follow up on this.
When Halo 5 was first announced, the first gameplay, it wasn't a gameplay trailer. It was like a teaser of Halo 5. It was Breakout. That's what they were touting as like one of the more competitive game types in Halo 5, because Halo 5 obviously they really went more towards a competitive. Hardcore direction. So Breakout was one of the modes they were really advertising, and it took a little while for me to get used to because Halo's gameplay in that kind of scenario where you have 1 life and you have to really be careful about
totally different game.
It's different. It's
very
so
different.
Different. I had to get used to it, but it's grown on me because I'm going back to my roots of like playing Rainbow Six 3, where a lot of the time there were certain modes where that was like clan matches. I was in a clan in Halo Rainbow Six 3 where we were on like game battles or something like that. And it was 1 life. It was one, and it was so. There's no comparison to that feeling of having a true competitive match where there's something on the line. Your honor.
Where your team is talking and you're 100% positive the opposite team is strategizing just as much as you are.
Yeah.
Like that gets me hard. Where I'm just like, nice. Like this is real. Like get rid of the real guns, and this is basically reality. Like how you would treat it. I love that.
Yeah.
I love when people take it a little too seriously. That's why I think I wanted MAG to succeed so much because when they talked about how it was broken down into ranks and how it was like when you first start, you have to listen to a higher ranking player give instructions. That's the only way for you to rank up is to do that. And I love that theory, like that idea of like earning that responsibility and then kind of ranking up and like even if that first private was like guard this door and the whole like 30-minute match you were just guarding a door, I love that. That concept excites me. I wish we would see more of that.
We are going to see more of it.
I really do. I'm willing to put in that time where it's just like, all right, for the first couple of private matches, as long as you follow your instructions, like it doesn't matter how boring what you're doing. Maybe it really is just you're guarding a door. Like that's. I know it's boring, like a farming simulator, but it's great.
I think we're getting
there's players that care enough to do that.
Yeah, I think we're getting more away from the whole the Call of Duty era of
I hope so.
The run and gun. Like not really too much teamwork. I mean, there could be teamwork, but I'm saying like vanilla Call of Duty. and going more towards, actually talking with one another more.
I think they're trying to put in all these new features and these new game modes, and they're trying to make the next big trend. I think it's just becoming a little too complicated. We need to go back to our roots to just.
That's exactly it.
To, at least for shooters,
that's what
is
Halo
to
did.
Kill
Yeah,
and stay alive.
exactly.
That's it.
Yep.
And I think those hardcore competitive games where you have one life per match, they really encompass that. It really is. It gives you that sense of the whole game is just kill or be killed. That's it. And when you're dead, that's it.
It's fun, and there's nothing too. It's you and 3 other guys, and they have one life too.
Exactly.
So you have a chance. As that one player, you have a chance to take out those 3-4 guys.
You could.
But you got to be good.
Exactly. And then those are the moments that you play the game for, where it's your entire team gets wiped out in 2 seconds, and you, by some miracle, just pull off a 3-kill win.
All on me.
And you just throw your headset. And that's what I liked about Counter-Strike, and that was how they really did. When I first played Counter-Strike, I almost had a freaking heart attack because I turned it on, I had no idea what Counter-Strike was, and I died, and I was like. I sat there for a minute, what the hell happened? I was like, oh my God, you get one life per freaking round. And then when you died, I became the last person surviving on my team, and then the entire team spectates you as you play that last round.
That's the best part, that people are watching.
Just sitting there there's a team
I love it.
judging me
I love
right
it
now.
so much.
Oh, judging me. And that, it forces you into game mode, kind of. It's like sink or swim. I like that. I like that pressure. I personally perform better under pressure, and that nothing gets me more pressure than being the only way to win and having the whole team watch you.
Yep. If it wasn't for that feeling, I probably wouldn't even play shooters. I love, for example, I had a really good party in Halo 5 of 7 other guys and me and a big team, and we were really getting into it. And it's when you have everybody in the same frequency, on the same vibration, and everybody knows their place in a match, and they're calling out things. That's what it means to really play a game like this. That's what it means. So it's great. I actually wanted to talk to you about the results from the Video Game Awards last week. You totally forgot about that, didn't you?
I totally did. Let me pull those results.
I don't really care about the awards.
I glanced over a few, and your boy nailed a few of them. I'll be honest.
Did. Well, The Witcher 3, got Game of the Year, and it did. What are you talking about?
Oh, wait. Well, yeah, that's the one I called.
Witcher 3 got Game of the Year.
That's the one I called.
And I'm definitely considering it now more than ever, just because I'm done with Fallout 4, and now that RPG bug bit me hard. So now I really want to play another RPG. So I think that's gonna be my go-to. Even though I missed the sale, it was $25, and totally missed out on that. But I'm.
Oh, The Witcher, they had a crazy deal recently.
Yeah.
Should have hopped on that.
I know.
Let's go over Best Family Game, Super Mario Maker, no surprise there. Best Fighting Game, Mortal Kombat X, they really had no competition.
No.
Best Multiplayer Game, Splatoon.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Wow.
Weird, right?
Good. I've heard great things.
I've heard good things too, but it's not
Still
it's not
felt
me.
like an underdog.
Yeah,
that's
that
not
totally
us,
was.
but good.
Yeah,
I'm glad they didn't just go Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Best mobile handheld game, Lara Croft Go. Played that. It's actually fantastic.
What?
Lara Croft Go?
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's they're kind of releasing Go versions of popular titles on the iPhone. So they have Hitman Go and Lara Croft Go, and it's more. It's obviously super watered down, but it's more of it's an isometric game, and it's kind of top down, and it's more get through the course kind of games. So Hitman is it's very simple Hitman missions, and you have to get through the level, and it's level 50. So it's cool. It's watered down into the core of what the game is.
Right.
And really fun. Esports Player of the Year, Kenny Shrub of Counter-Strike, I don't know. Esports Game of the Year, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Most anticipated game, No Man's Sky. Called it. It shouldn't be, but I called it. Trending Gamer, I don't know what that is. Best Narrative, Her Story. I want to play those games so badly. Those really, really story-based games. The Telltale games and Her Story. I heard Her Story is great, but I just can't get into it. The Witcher 3 is a real RPG. Fallout 4 was a dumbed-down commercial version of an RPG, sad to say. Ooh, Tomas Strikes Back. I haven't played it, but a lot of the reviews I see online are hey, it's a great game, but it's not an RPG that everyone was expecting. I don't know your thoughts on that.
I disagree.
Hello, Thomas DK, by the way.
And thanks for commenting. I disagree, but I could see how somebody could say that if they're upset certain RPG mechanics might be absent. I enjoyed Fallout 4 for what it was. I play games really not so much from a genre state of mind, I'm going to play this as an RPG. I just play it, knowing what to expect and just enjoying what I bought it for. And to be honest, what Fallout 4 to me was exactly what I expected it to be. It's a little outdated in some areas, and I think definitely some of the RPG mechanics were dumbed down, such as like the conversation system. But I definitely think it was worth the price tag. Everybody, aside from me, said the same thing. Despite its flaws, it's still a game that you just want to keep playing. So I loved it, but The Witcher 3 definitely seems more like a more in-depth RPG to me, even from not playing the series. So it's definitely my next step. I think The Witcher 3 I'm going to try to buy, over the next couple weeks. But I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm hearing so many good things about it. I have been.
Saptiv, by the way, thank you for joining the chat. Talk it up. Yeah, it's just, again, I haven't played. I'd very much like to play it on PC. It seems like a game you should get for the PC.
What game?
Fallout 4.
I mean, I liked it for console. For PC, yeah, but now we have mods on console too. But of course,
so far,
that's not
actually,
around
there's a game-breaking patch that screwed up a lot of the console mods for Fallout 4 right now. They have to patch that again. It's very sad.
And I want to make one more comment, Tomas, is that I'm a big...
Hello, War Hunter! Hello again, friend. He's back. You remember from last time.
I'm a big shooter fan too, so Fallout 4 definitely catered to my shooter roots. Like I loved the feel of the guns in the game. I liked how you could mod your guns.
I heard it was more shooter than RPG, and ended up being. Again, that was the. I don't know.
No. You're not the first person to say that.
So yeah.
But to me, it was on the same level. I mean, I still felt like I was in a story. I still felt like there were, the questing, and there was some depth to your character. Not really any more than we had before, So I loved it probably because I love shooters, and if you want to play the game as a shooter, you don't need to rely on VATS as much, So I
need me VATS.
What?
Need my VATS.
In Fallout 4, in Fallout 3, you needed
by
it.
the way. Hit that for. Thank you. You're a good person for following. Yeah, tell us a joke. I'm more bad than anything else. Nah, you're a great dude. What are you talking about? Yeah,
I want to hear a joke.
Fallout. I want to hear it. Tell us a joke, bro.
Racist joke.
While we go through the rest of the winners from the video game awards.
Dirty joke.
Best Developer of the Year, CD Projekt Red. I got that wrong. So they went with the Witcher guys.
No, you did call that.
No. I said
Bethesda.
Because I think Bethesda nailed it.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. Project Red, obviously, we're using this word again, the underdogs, they created this massive
Can't
game.
hang on it, absolutely.
Yeah, so they were definitely my next pick, probably on par with the Bethesda. I think Bethesda just really hyped up everybody for Fallout 4 very well.
Maybe if it was best game marketing.
Yeah.
Or like best release or something like that, maybe a more specific category. I just think the way they announced it and they gave you the companion apps and everything was just like, oh, you thought that's awesome? Here's something extra awesome. And you're like, damn, Bethesda. And it's like, but wait. And it's like, Bethesda, shut up. Here's more. And it's just like, God damn, Bethesda. You can put it on my wrist.
I know.
So, but it's great. Best action adventure game, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Best score and soundtrack also goes to Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Yep. I believe that too.
I liked Ori.
I have Metal Gear Solid soundtracks. I love 3s the most.
If you want Will Smith to Smith, Will Smith. Oh, you got Eric in the control room. So I'll give you that. Why do you think that was that fun?
Project Red.
Eric's actually laughing.
CD Projekt Red, they made The Witcher 3 and the
CD
Witcher
Projekt
series.
Red is a very lovely indie team from Sweden.
Yeah.
I learned that by doing the nominees because everyone's name is incredibly hard to pronounce.
Yes, right.
Yes,
we tried some last week.
Everyone calls them indie. They're not indie.
I was going to say, let's just not call them indie.
I
think they've earned their stripes.
They did. In comparison to, I guess, everybody, to Bethesda, you're like, well, all right.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then Game of the Year goes to Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, I believe I called that. Best role-playing game goes to Witcher 3. And then Best Shooter went to Splatoon. Cool. Mm-hmm. Cool, wow. Splatoon nailing some stuff right there. It's pretty interesting.
It's not my cup of tea, but I respect it.
Splatoon and multiplayer.
Nintendo seems to love it. They seem to be satisfied with it. Now,
Polish. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. Polish. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Bloodborne. Are they Swedish?
You gotta do your research, Kyle.
I know. Like I said, dude, I usually do. Then who's Swedish?
There's a lot of Swedish people.
There's a lot of Swedes. How can you mistake Polish names as Swedish names? Because I don't know about either of them.
He's ignorant.
He's ignorant. Could you sit down right now and pull up a Polish name? Thomas DK, I want you to write either a Polish name or a Swedish name. Don't tell us what it is.
Dude, it's probably his last...
I want to see if you can tell what the difference is.
It's probably his last name.
What?
No, I'm saying he's probably Polish or Swedish, and he's going to be able to do this easy.
Oh, well, he can. I'm saying you can.
No.
It's
Maybe.
Like, we'll type a Polish name for you.
No, I know a
Dice
couple
is
names.
Swedish. Dice is Dice. Well, there's a bunch of Dice. Isn't there? Dice Montreal and.
There's something I want to talk about.
Oh my God.
Unless you have another topic you want to bring up.
No, go ahead. Oh,
Okay.
you know what? Before we do though, because we'll wrap up your thing, I wanted to do the Christmas guide real quick.
Okay.
So we got a couple. Here it is. All right. Johans.
Johans, Kyle.
That is that's Swedish, right? Is that Swedish or Polish?
I think it's Swedish.
You think it's Swedish? He could just write either one and just totally screw with us.
I'm Danish,
Hence
hence the DK. Cool.
I mean, we weren't going to get that from the DK, bro. This is a video game show, and your last title was DK. Hello from the Danes. He's a sweet Dane. Yes, we got a couple cool items here that are the Christmas gift for this holiday season for the gamer or tech enthusiast in your life. Number one, Eric, can you throw up that picture? I believe it's, what's the first one again?
VR?
VR, yes. The first one is the Samsung Gear VR headset. Now, I've been talking every show basically about VR and mobile VR and all that stuff, and this is basically a high-quality Google Cardboard, but it's actually really, really well. A lot of the games only run on Android, require a Gear VR, and this thing is fantastic. It's well built, it's sturdy, it's only $100, but it's the perfect entry points into VR for someone who's a VR enthusiast or someone looking to have just their mind blown. Really, really nice mobile one, especially there's a lot of these guys circulating online right now. A lot of them are ripoffs, like really, really bad. This one is actually high quality, only $100.
Speaking of VR, VR is hitting the PS4 next year.
Yes, PlayStation 4 headset.
Yep.
For
So
display.
they're touting that as the year, for VR for
2016 is going to
Yes.
make or break VR right now. It's going to, and I think the Samsung Gear VR and all these guys are really helping out because they're giving you an entry point, a sample. Because when you put on the Google Cardboard, it's like, wow, this is pretty cool. And it's like, if you think that's awesome, check out the Oculus Rift or the Vive because the field of view is 180, not 90. The stereoscopic sensors are higher quality LEDs. The head tracking has zero latency. You forget that you're wearing it sometimes.
I'm actually considering getting a PS4 really soon, so I'm gonna I'm just gonna add that to the library.
You should. Do you like the Samsung VR or the Google one? I mean, the Google Cardboard is it's a piece of cardboard. I had it on the last show. I got one of those special ones that Verizon Wireless.
Let me drive
gave out
that to
for
get
free.
it for him.
The BB-8s. Nice guy.
This is why we're friends.
Let me put it this way. I am going to be getting a smartphone that's Android. That's the next one I get. Right. And I will probably be picking up the Gear VR, and I already have the Google Cardboard because, again, it's great. It's like a viewfinder. It's like a Viewmaster. Those things you used to put the slides in, and you're like, and it showed you it's the 21st century version of that. And it's really cool, but it has its limitations, and specifically that there's no strap to the back. I actually have a thing from 2 years ago called the Dorovis Dive, which was the first 3D VR headset for cell phones that ever existed. And I lost a bunch of parts for it, but they still make really quality headphones. And then if you have a 3D printer, you can print this stuff for free. Really, I have a friend who does that all the time. He's got one that his library has at college.
Actually, what 343 did not too long ago, they allowed players to print out their Spartan in their armor.
See, that's...
It's pretty cool they're doing that now. So I love how all this technology is really blending together now.
You can get a 3D printer for $400 now, a high quality. I mean, it'll only make things about yay big.
Make your own guns. You do a lot of different things.
You can make your own guns. That's terrifying. But Gear VR, I would highly recommend it if you have an Android phone. VR on the mobile in general is better on Android because the Google Play Store has less restrictions than iPhone, so there's tons of apps made by indie guys.
Also, while we're on holiday guides for buying, I believe there's a PS4 bundle right now that's $299 until the 18th.
It is. You're right.
Until the 18th of this month. So I'm actually considering. I don't think I'll be able to get it until then, sadly. But I definitely would hop on it now. This is the time to get a PS4 if ever.
It's definitely, I mean, it's not a contest for me, at least, with the consoles, especially now being on the PC, majority of it, but the PS4 seems to be the dominant.
Yeah, because all I'm going to do, honestly, again, I've said it before, the Xbox One is my Halo box. That's really all I care about it to have. If I have a PS4, everything's going to PS4. Every game, if it's multi-platform, I'm just going to use PS4.
When we were Xbox guys, inherently, that's where we kind of...
I wouldn't call myself an Xbox guy. I was everything. I was everything. I had a Nintendo console. I always had a Sony console. Always had Microsoft console.
Well, when you're a baller on the budget, you pick and choose. But so I would go to PS4, and then the PS4 headset just looks great. I do like the Microsoft HoloLens though, but apparently that will not require an Xbox One, so you can just get that totally independently. The next thing to go over is I want this for Christmas. It's the child in me. Is the Sphero's $150 BB-8 remote-controlled robot. This guy is, yes, $150. It's a drop in the bank for some people, but this thing is just high freaking quality. The head actually attaches to the body and hovers like the robot does in the trailers for the film. It can be controlled by your smartphone or tablet, and it just runs beautifully. It's great for a kid or a man-child like myself. And it's just high quality. Like, I got to hold one at a toy store in the mall, and it was just like, son of a bitch. Like, it really is like, I wouldn't even call it a toy. Like, it really does feel like it's for adults. Like, I wouldn't give a child this, because it's like, don't break this $150 like actual robot. Xbox is my Halo and Assassin's Creed games. That's about it. Oh, man, you were in a dry spell lately for Assassin's Creed games, huh? That must suck. Black Flag is one of the best games I played in years, though, and easily my favorite Assassin's Creed. And that's after playing Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, which were
I should probably get on that eventually.
Black Flag is when you get the PS4. Just watching, I played the Xbox 360 edition, and then I played James's when he had the PS4, and it was just slight differences. Just like, for instance, watching the water rock over the boat's deck as you hit a big wave, that were just like, oh my God, like, the water is fan-freaking-tastic.
It's all about the water. Listen, if you want to really show off your game's graphics, the water graphics have to be on point.
Or explosions. Because right now, Just Cause 3, there's like, it's called explosion porn. It's online right now.
For which game?
For Just Cause 3.
Yo, dude, Fallout.
The best explosions in a game, hands down.
I believe it. Fallout 4's explosions were also awesome.
They looked great. Oh my God, especially how I feel like explosions in Fallout 3 and New Vegas weren't more explosions, more just like big dust bombs. Where it was just kind of like, there was no fire. It was just kind of like, you just saw the shockwaves. Like, dust came up. But and then this is, I thought we'd cross over the railroad tracks into the rich part of the neighborhood for this last one. This is the, you're at the loader, I forgot the name of it already, holy crap. This is the Newigen tablet coffee table. So this is a 46-inch Windows Android coffee table that also services as a tablet. And you can also put your drinks on top of it. And that will go for about, what was it, like $7,160 for this. But it's pretty cool how you can actually, like, it's built with a protected piece of glass on top of it, so you can actually put crap down on top of it.
That's ridiculous.
Right?
That's
Imagine
awesome.
the table is just, and the new forms of those actually have wireless Bluetooth tethering, so you can literally put your phone on top of it, and it registers it like visually, and it downloads whatever you want to download off your phone just by putting it on top. Terrifying/awesome. But we're going to take one more break. But when we come back, we got a few more things to top out, and then we're out of here. Stay with us. We're wrapping up the show. Save and continue. Coming back at you. Thank you so much for watching, by the way.
What's up, guys? We're Scared No Fair, and we're here with Inravio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
Village Music Shop in Mastic has everything you need to give the gift of music this holiday season. Electric guitar packages with a guitar, amp, bag, and strap for only $129. Acoustic guitar packages as low as $79. Full-size 5-piece drum set package starting at $299. And all holiday packages come with 2 free private lessons. Gift cards available. Village Music Shop of Mastic. The best prices and personalized service for over 45 years. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE and visit villagemusicshop.com.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the Inravio TV network.
Village Music Shop of Mastic. 1-800-HEY-DUDE, your full-service store with personalized attention, school band instrument rentals and sales, music instruction on all instruments for all styles and age groups, for guitars, drums, amplifiers, PA systems, and accessories. It's Village Music Shop, 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE or go to villagemusicshop.com.
back. Thank you so much for sticking with us, everybody. Asaptive, Black Flag or Assassin's Creed 2? That's a tricky one. I'll probably go Black Flag, just because I got a thing for pirates, but I mean, Assassin's Creed 2 was hands down one of the best ones in the series, next to Brotherhood.
I only played Assassin's Creed 1, I played 2, and I played Brotherhood. So my personal favorite was probably Brotherhood.
I got to go through the first, the second, Brotherhood. I played the third. I played a little bit of Revelations, mostly just watched a friend play it, and then a ton of Black Flag. Assassin's Creed 3 was
I can't say anything about it. I didn't play it.
It was such a good premise going into it. I was like, oh, you're gonna be a Native American, and this is gonna be a sweet time period that you get dropped into, and it just ended up being a little boring.
So what I thought we would finish the show off with tonight is...
Can you hear him? Is your mic working?
He just dropped again.
You dropped again. What is with your microphone, bro?
I don't know. You tell me.
Your mic is done. He can't even use his mic correctly. Thank you. I didn't know I could read. So we weren't talking about Assassin's Creed 2. That's good.
Can they not hear me?
I don't think they can hear you right now. Just do some hand gestures. I don't know what it is, man. We keep changing your batteries, but everything gets broken. We'll just give you a different one. Oh, yeah. You gotta roll with the punches, baby. This is why you watch this show, for the live edits. I can't believe no one left during that. There you go. All right, so yes, I'm gonna go with Black Flag for that, just because, again, pirates, and you can pick your own. They don't pick it, but you give your own island, and you can you can upgrade it. Is it on? What number? He's 3. He's 3 now. But you can put your own island set up. I think it was
can you hear me now?
There we go.
You could hear me?
Could you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I'm pretty.
All right, good. All right, so what I thought we talk about for the last 10 minutes of the show
Yes.
is...
Eat that mic more, though.
There's big...
The whole thing.
So ever since
I love how it's still in backwards, by the way.
The gameplay for Final Fantasy VII Remake was just revealed not too long ago. Shut up! This kid does not even play any Japanese RPGs, so don't mind him. I don't care if you're not a fan of Final Fantasy VII and you like the other installments in the series, but...
Assassin's Creed Unity.
What? Yeah, Unity sucks.
Oh my god, I forgot the game even came out. That's how bad it was.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Unity.
No, it's cool.
God.
So there's new news on Final Fantasy VII Remake that apparently Square Enix is breaking the game up into episodic content. This really hit me right in the heart. I don't know how I feel about this, other than really confused about how they're going to do it, and maybe a little slighted, because they had this awesome opportunity to actually fulfill something fans have been wanting for a long time, and they go ahead and they do something like this. So I'm remaining cautiously optimistic that they might do this episodic thing right. I don't know how they will, though. So it's out of our hands. We're obviously not the ones making this game. So I'm just wondering what the hell they're going to do with that, why they're even chancing to do something that's to do such a possible error to one of their most renowned installments in the series. You know, I just don't understand why they would do this. It makes no sense to me. They finally have us in their hands, and all of a sudden they just drop this bomb. So what I'm trying to say here, I wish I could talk more about this with Kyle, but he's not into Final Fantasy at all. So, you know, if you guys have any comments on that, what you think about the installments of, rather the episodic content of Final Fantasy VII, I feel very, very weird about it. I liked Final Fantasy VII. There's a bit of nostalgia to blame for that because it was my first Final Fantasy. I still have really explicit memories of playing that game, and I am so excited to see it updated. But I really hope they don't dumb it down. I hope they don't cut it up and take out really pivotal parts of the story. Or who knows, maybe they'll do this right. Maybe they'll extend and expand on the story. Maybe they'll go into Advent Children with the gameplay and make that story better, because the story in Advent Children sucked. So I thought that was very interesting that they would do this. But this also brings up the whole topic of episodic content. Ugh. You know, is this the new DLC pre-order issue that's going on?
Doesn't even matter if it was good. Now it just has a poor taste in my mouth every time I hear the word episodic. Asaptive, see you later, buddy. Thank you so much for following and joining us, man. We'll be streaming all week and every Thursday. We'll see you soon, buddy. Sorry. Every time I hear the word episodic now, I feel like it's just a trick to sell more now. Whether that's pessimistic or not is just...
That's the first thing I thought of. I'm like,
know,
they're
it's
trying
sad.
to really, really milk this for all it's worth, and
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Not a good start.
No, I don't. They
not.
gotta do some damage control soon because people are really, grabbing their pitchforks and their stakes, and I don't know. I'm kind of speechless on this.
And Shenmue's getting microtransactions.
Really?
No.
Oh,
Could you imagine?
I was about to say.
Final Fantasy VII got broke up into episodes. And Shenmue 3 is gonna have microtransactions. The internet would explode.
See, Shenmue 3 doing episodes, that makes more sense because the game doesn't technically exist yet, and the story isn't finished. But Final Fantasy VII is a complete story from beginning to end, and there's a big expanded universe on it.
Why are you breaking it up into episodes? It doesn't make any. Why? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Besides the point to extend the life of this and sell more copies, why else would you? And there's ways of doing that without being so blatantly obvious about it, just so blatantly. Yes, you're gonna pay for this. There's so many good ways of doing that work with gamers. And like you just said, episodic things, I take it back. They could work. Shenmue could work. You corrected me right there. Episodic necessarily doesn't mean bad because in the right circumstances, that could do a hell of a lot for
But not a game we already know the story of. We already know the story of Final Fantasy VII.
That's why Shenmue would work, because it's that's why Half-Life worked. That's why so many games that have the episodes are new content. It's not from a game that already exists. What the?
So,
unless they're going to alter the story, but they're not going to do that. Right?
Well, they could add to it, which is cool. I have no problem with them. Because
again, I think I asked this with the Resident Evil remake. Would you rather they would just remake it and make it look gorgeous, or would you rather? Because isn't Final Fantasy isn't that infamous for having funny dialogue too, or cheesy dialogue? I heard
not cheesy.
Because I was reading a podcast or listening to a podcast about this exact topic, and one of the guys was concerned they were going to change the dialogue because one of the black guy's characters kind of had some
Barrett?
I think has he kind of capped every sentence off with some what people would consider today in our PC world racially insensitive things.
I'm going to tell you right now.
They might dumb that down, and they're no, that's part of is that part of the nostalgia?
I'm going to tell you right. Well, listen.
Because Resident Evil has that.
When you're changing the game in a way that this remake is changing it, the context changes from the graphics to the music. The quality changes. So. Changing dialogue here and there isn't a problem, really. I don't think it's an issue. And they've already shown that dialogue is being changed from just the trailer that they showed just recently. That's fine. I just don't want them to really screw up the pacing of the game if they do things episodically. That's my main concern. I don't care if they give it a pretty coat. The gameplay's updated. It's no longer turn-based. So, I don't care that they do that. But I'm just worried. I'm genuinely worried about Final Fantasy VII now, and it really, in a way,
you're worried about a remake.
I know.
Fact that you're even in this position is absurd. Say it. Say that.
It is absurd. It's absolutely absurd.
Crazy.
But I look at it this way: I have Resident Evil 2 remake to look forward to, which that's definitely not going to be episodic unless they go the Revelations route.
Oh wait, that's right.
It's too late for that.
No, it's never too late.
And we're doing a 2-hour show tonight.
Oh my God, no.
And Final Fantasy 15, that also is still looking very, very good to me. I would actually say that this.
What is that? That's a remake or a new game?
No, that's a new Final Fantasy. Oh. And it's not turn-based. It's nothing. It's open world.
This is gonna sound like a stupid question. Are there total, when this comes out, 15 Final Fantasies?
There's more than that.
How many Final Fantasy games have been created?
Probably over 30.
Oh Jesus. Counting the Game Boy Advance ones, like Tactics.
Tactics
that's the only
is great.
one I ever played.
That's
the only Final Fantasy.
It's a good Final Fantasy.
Tactics,
yeah. No, there's.
Well, it was different. It was
there's
that
spin-offs
grid
of Final Fantasy. They have Chocobo Racing. They have all these.
Oh,
yeah. So.
I like the movies they have sometimes. They've had one or two animated
Advent
ones.
Children. Yeah.
Was that
Advent
Children? Is that the one that had
No, you're thinking of the one that was in theaters. There was one in theaters. It's Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Yes, it had Alec Baldwin in it.
Yes,
and Steve Buscemi was in it, and it was good.
It was terrible.
Oh, you suck.
It was garbage.
How
dare you say the series sucks and you like that movie?
Because
screw you.
Does that not make sense though? That I hate Final Fantasy.
No, it makes no sense.
And I enjoyed the movie that a Final Fantasy fan hated the most, like the opposites.
You're doing it to spite me at this point.
No, I'm really not. I really.
You liked that movie?
I enjoyed that movie.
Oh my god.
I liked it better than Advent Children, to be honest with you. But you know what it is? Advent Children had Cloud in it and crap, right?
Yeah.
Like that was much more like straight from the game, whereas I feel like Spirits Within was kind of like we're in the world of Final Fantasy, but it's not
Spirits Within,
specific.
Spirits Within had no connection to the other games.
That's what I mean. That's why I liked it. I think that's why I liked it.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's this giant blonde-haired kid on this weird motorcycle flying through a desert with this cat creature? That's Final Fantasy VII to me. Again, I'm not a JRPG guy, so it's like, it's hard to do that. But I don't get. I was hoping because it's funny that you brought up the episodic thing because I was going to bring that up. I was hoping you would have an explanation as to why they would do that, like logistically.
You just nailed it. Money.
Money. Sorry, I was looking for an answer other than that.
Oh, it works with some games. It works with some games if they're building anticipation and hype for the next episode. Like, The Walking Dead was a great series, and that was episodic. You know, so if they do in that sense, or a game that like Shenmue, I think also. Again, I never played Shenmue. But just from what I know about it, I think it could work in an episodic way.
Yeah, I know the story, but I've never actually.
Well, the story's not done.
Played the game of the first Shenmue.
Yeah, right. So I don't get it. I don't get it.
They're making the remake to Final Fantasy VII, and then they're doing another Shenmue game, and it's like, again, I think the point of Shenmue from the Let's Plays that I've watched and what I know about it was a lot of the popularity was due to when it was released, like how it was released, the time it was released.
It was ahead of its time.
Sorry, exactly. Will these things like translate well to 2015?
Yeah.
Just because you can make a new Shenmue game, does that mean you should?
Yes, I think so.
It could be. It's just I've seen games nowadays where I'm like, yeah, it's cool to see a reboot, but a lot of this stuff is like I'm saying about the Final Fantasy dialogue, and like very much like Resident Evil. If they make the remake, like I hope that they keep the same dialogue in because though it's bad, like at the time that added to the nostalgia.
No, because bad dialogue is going to be bad no matter what time it is. So if it's bad dialogue in an RPG where there's no voice acting, it's going to be a lot worse when there is voice acting. You know, because
Wait, what are you talking about?
What I'm saying is that
I'm saying Resident Evil, like the GameCube remake to the next gen remake they're making.
No, I'm saying there's a bad line.
Yeah.
In the original game. There's no reason to keep that line unless it's delivered so well, or if at least it fits the context of the story. You know, like.
Imagine replacing all the dialogue in Resident Evil.
Yeah, they did that for the Resident Evil remake. There's
they got rid
different
of
dialogue.
Jill Sandwich?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You see, that bums the hell out of me.
Why?
Because that's part of the lore to me.
No, it's not a part of the lore.
For me, it is.
No.
For me, it is.
For remake, they got rid of Sandwich. They referenced it again in Revelations.
I don't care. I wanted that dialogue. I wanted Barry to be like, "You almost became a Jill Sandwich." That's arguably one of my favorite parts in the game.
But
doesn't matter if it was supposed to be funny. What?
There's nothing I can say to that.
Give me a response.
That's my response. Is that if you update a game, it's going to fit a different. It's going to feel different. You know, especially with more realistic graphics. Sure. Like Resident Evil Remake. My God, they could not have kept that line, and it would have been appropriate. No way in hell.
I disagree. I'm saying I'm worried because I think Shenmue was a product of its time, and I feel like it's not going to translate well in 2015.
No. Shenmue was ahead of its time. It wasn't just a product of its time. It was ahead of its time.
But the fact that I think because it was ahead of its time is the reason why it's garnered such a cult following.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how can they do that again? You know?
Innovation. That's what game development.
Will they do that? I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't think they are because the trends lately haven't been pointing to that. I think they're just. What's
the trend?
Like, let's make some money on a really old game that people love. And no matter what we put out, the hardcore Shenmue community, it could be the best game ever. They're never going to accept it because it's not the game they wanted. It's like the people from Fallout. It's the same shit. Stuff. Crap. Now I got to edit that. Yeah, whatever. It's my show. Anyway. I think it was a product of the time, and I think they're just going to do this watered-down, like blatant attempt at just getting some extra cash on an old series. I hope they do something innovative. That would be amazing. I'm
not as cynical right now about this stuff as you are.
Because I'm not I'm saying that I'm correct in a lot of these senses, but when I am cynical, a lot of the things I'm cynical about end up being reality. That's the world we live in. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I think is going to end up being crap ends up being crap.
No, there's way too much to lose behind Shenmue and a Final Fantasy VII remake. There's way too much to lose.
You just said you're worried about Final Fantasy VII.
I am.
So
I'm
there's too much
worried.
to lose behind it, but you're already worried about it. So
I'm worried about it.
I think Final Fantasy has more to lose than Shenmue.
But here's the thing. Final Fantasy VII 7 with this announcement of episodic content. We don't know enough about it. I'm not saying that it's impossible to do, but we need to wait. We're playing the waiting game.
I'm just saying, if Final Fantasy VII can fail, so can Shenmue.
Anything could fail.
That's what I mean. I think they will. I think they will.
You think Shenmue's going to fail?
I think Shenmue was so great. I think it was a product of its time. I don't think it's going to translate well. I don't think maybe it could be great. I'm not saying it's never going to be great, but I'm saying the iteration that will be coming out soon that everyone's been waiting for, I don't think it's going to be successful.
Okay.
That's my prediction. Pessimistic? You want to call it?
I wish my friend George was here, Yama, because he is the biggest Shenmue fan that I've ever met.
I'm not hating on Shenmue.
No.
I like it a lot.
I'm saying he will explain to you his thoughts, and he would be able to defend it better than I could. You know what I mean?
I don't think the game needs defending. I'm not attacking Shenmue. My point is that I don't think it's going to adapt well to modern day times, or I don't think the product that they are going to give us is going to live up to the hype that Shenmue has delivered. Like, imagine Half-Life 3 coming out and sucking. Like, that's in the same category as what we're dealing with Shenmue here. For some people, it's a very big deal. Like, this game hasn't come out for years.
Well, let me ask you this.
Finally doing it. How much time has passed where it's just like,
what
could you possibly live up to expectations?
What gameplay mechanics in Shenmue 1 and 2? What couldn't translate well to now?
I didn't play the game.
That's my point.
My point is, from the story to the dialogue to what I've witnessed about it is just that it became this, not a cult following accidentally, but it became popular like in a very specific way, and that I don't see it happening again, that magic happening twice, especially because it's not going to be the same guy who did the first one.
Yes, it is.
The same team?
It's the same guy. It's the same creator.
All right,
the
that
creator
makes me
of
feel better,
Shenmue
but I don't think it's going to have enough magic as a
Are
first one.
open world games in real time the thing right now?
Sure.
There's no reason Shenmue should fail then.
What logic does that make?
Because Shenmue was one of the
every open world game that's come out has been awesome.
A lot of the AAA titles happen, but my point. Rage is not open world.
Fallout 4. Yeah, it was.
Fallout 4 was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't live up to the hype that some people had for it.
I was completely satisfied with it.
Didn't live up to some of the hype that people had for it.
Shenmue, if there's any time for Shenmue 3 to thrive, it's now. Because open world games in real time with a sense of time passing are the thing.
Sure.
And there's no reason why they can't update the combat mechanics. There's no reason why they can't update the god-awful voice acting that was in the original Shenmues. They could update all that and it will absolutely fit. I'm not worried about it.
Will they update it well enough? That's my question. I think they could come out with a great game. I think it could be balanced. I think the gameplay could be fun. I think the story could be compelling. I think it could be a great homage to the first one. But I just don't think it's going to have the same magic the first one had. And again, like if you want to pinpoint exactly what I mean by that, I don't think I could specifically say that. I think Shenmue 1 just has this aura, this glow about it. And I think that's come from the reputation it's gained over time, and not the controversy surrounding it, but like how it was ahead of its time, and how it wasn't initially popular, and how it did get a cult following. After all these years, there still is a dedicated fan base that's been ranting and raving for a new one. And I feel like that's just a very special scenario that's captured it, and I don't know if that can be replicated, is my point. This is probably nonsense, but that's the only way I can verbalize it.
I'll leave it at this. I think Shenmue 3 could potentially be the best one in the series. Considering the technology we have now, the lack of limitations the original Shenmues probably had, I think now there's never a better time to make a Shenmue game.
There's Ken and there's Will. That's the two things I'm talking about.
I think they will do it.
I think they can, but will they? I don't know. I just see, again, that's that whole pessimism of it's just money in their eyes. That's all I see in this right now. Call me pessimist.
Listen, if they want money from this, they deserve it.
They're going to make it.
You know, at least if they make a good game.
They know that people are going to buy it. You know? They know people are going to buy it.
Yeah, but if they make a good game, they deserve it. You should be compensated through hard work.
If the game is great, people will buy it, and it's great.
Right, and I think it's going to be great.
I think if it sucks, people will still buy it, and they know that.
Right, but I don't think it's going to suck.
Okay, I hope it doesn't suck. That's the point. Agree or disagree. Thank you so much for joining us. We actually went over. We'll be back next Thursday. Actually, we won't be here next Thursday.
Why?
Star Wars.
Oh!
I will be online at 10 a.m. and spending my whole day there because you have to.
Really?
Yeah. If you want good seats, they're not going to be like right up
Oh
in front.
my God.
Yeah, it's going to be a crap day. I'm going to try and like Periscope it maybe, like live stream on there or something. It's ridiculous.
Oh no.
But we'll be back every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only at Inravio.com/live. Make sure you're following at Inravio on Twitter, also at Chainsaw Academy, liking our posts over at Facebook.com/Save and Continue Show, and checking out the other awesome live shows on Inravio.com. Like I said, we'll be taking a break next week, but we'll be streaming all the time midweek. We'll be updating it on both Twitters and everything. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Acceptive and World Hunter for being back once again. And we will see you all next time. Have a great holiday.
I'm so happy I'm not going now.
Is that the one? That was the one that's...
Inravio.